Hello Scorpio, welcome to your June 2023 love and general reading. I am Gemstone Tarot and this is for you if you're Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus or cross-watching for another Scorpio. Okay, let's take that one. Ooh. What do we need to know for Scorpio? Overall energy cards, please, to go with this one. Oh. So, Scorpio, you kick off overall energy as the King of Cups. This does traditionally represent Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I'm pretty sure Pisces got this card as well, actually. So have a look if your moon or your rising sign, if there's any Pisces in your chart. Normally, if I'm reading for a water sign and I get this card, the general idea is that it's kind of you and that you're elevating your emotional status. But quite honestly, the hunch that I'm getting for some of you is that this is a person who is in your life at the moment. And sometimes the King of Cups can be a bit of a tricky character because they're normally depicted as a king who's on a throne that's in the middle of the sea, you know, that kind of thing. It just feels like they're a bit elusive. There's something a bit uncatchable about somebody. And then I also get for you the Nine of Wands, which is a card of boundaries and defending your territory. I'm not sure why that is. Just for a few of you, and it won't resonate with everybody, you need to defend your territory when it comes to somebody who you're not sure about, or you don't know if they're emotionally on the same page as you. Let's dig in a bit further. Either way, when you get the Nine of Wands, it can be a sign that you're being too defensive, but I don't think it's that. I feel like it is that you should have good boundaries and that you should protect your space or your heart. Yeah. So I get for you, and I'm digging in a bit further, the Star with the Queen of Wands. The Star is a great card. It represents Aquarius. Oh, wrong one. It represents Aquarius, but at the same time, it represents hope for the future, manifesting beautiful outcomes, you know, using your power to get somewhere, your manifesting powers, your ability to connect with Source. Now, Scorpio can do that because Scorpio you're a very powerful water sign. You're ruled by Mars for a start, which, you know, the other two water signs, of which I am one, I'm Pisces, we're a bit, not wishy-washy, but we certainly don't have Mars in our corner. You do, and that gives you a deeper, darker sense of power and getting somewhere and ability to be able to do that. So use what you've got, whatever it is. And being a Scorpio, you know, it will be all sorts of things that other people don't even know you've got. You know, any kind of what other people would consider strange and magical powers, bring them in. But then there's this character, and I'm going to take another card on her. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands comes up when you need to, again, you've got the wand, when you need to be powerful, when you need to be in your diva energy. But I just want to take a confirmation card because it also can mean something else for me. Oh no, we're all good. Queen of Wands can come up for me when there's a third party or someone interfering from the outside. But the card I get to clarify it is possibly the best card in the whole of the deck. I mean, look, you also get all the sunflowers repeating for telling you that summer's going to be good for you for a start, for powering forward, for moving forward, for getting somewhere, and for luck, yes. And the card I get to go with it is the Six of Cups. The Sun and the Six of Cups. The sun shines a light on things so you can see what's happening. The Six of Cups takes things backwards. Six of Cups is actually in Scorpio, I think. I'm just going to have a look in my smelly book. For some reason, it never sticks in my mind what aspect it is. Here we go. Sun in Scorpio. At least I remember that bit. So, Six of Cups is a very powerful card for you as a Scorpio. It's also a card about love. And it's the childhood sweetheart card. You can see here we've got somebody, you know, offering flowers, and it's the smell of home and the instinct to be with somebody. It's a very karmic sort of soulmate connection kind of a card. I don't think I'm reading for all of you. I mean, this is a general reading, so it's not going to be reading for all of you. But some of you, with that King of Cups, you have a very special connection with somebody, but it may be a troubled connection. What people don't always talk about when they're talking about a soulmate connection, which is what I'm picking up here, is that, just a second. Just telling my son to get the door, which he is. That's absolutely, we have a miracle, Scorpio. We have a miracle on our hands. I can hear him going down the stairs. Oh my God, you have witnessed a miracle. When you have a soulmate connection, sometimes it's complicated and it's a bit difficult and it's a bit tricky behind the scenes. It's not all glitter and unicorns, is it? So I think this is just a large reminder to have your boundaries, because the person that you're dealing with may not have very clear boundaries with you. And that's okay. You can't force someone to have clear boundaries, but you can make sure yours are firm enough that it almost acts for the whole situation. That's what I'm getting. I also get the Fool, which is a very nice card, but it's also a card of a cycle, new beginnings, and you're about to take a leap of faith, maybe in this particular situation. But we also have the Ten of Wands. You've got the Nine of Wands, you've got the 10. You can't necessarily go on like you were before. I'd say the Fool was an indicator of a new way of doing things. And however you feel about this person and however strong the connection is, it may be time for a new way of doing things. You're very drawn to this person. They're very drawn to you. You feel like home to this person and they feel like home to you. But something, let me just have a look what it is. What is it here that needs to change, please? Oh. Okay. We get the Four of Swords. There's a level of anxiety in this relationship or around this relationship that needs to be talked through, needs to be discussed, needs to be kind of elevated and communicated. It may have been hidden before, because we then get this rather gorgeous Eight of Wands, which is a conversation. So expect that there can be a conversation around boundaries and around your boundaries, their boundaries, and the boundaries of an entire connection. That's a pretty big deal, isn't it? This could be with an ex or someone that you're currently involved with, because that Six of Cups can sometimes be a card of the ex or someone from the past, because it has that whole kind of past feel. But also, you know, if this is someone you're just connecting with now, it can have a feeling of the past. This could be a pattern of yours. And it may be that you look at your past relationships and what patterns you've previously had. It would be a very interesting exercise for you this month. But do expect that you can at least now talk it through. This is phone calls, emails, texts, and face-to-face conversations. And that's rather nice. What else do we need to know? Nice. Get the Strength card. So you could be dealing with a Leo or another fire sign actually. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But also the Strength card is about knowing yourself, knowing your limits, knowing your boundaries. And I feel like this is something that you're going to need to be communicating at work as well. I feel like you may find, for some of you, if this is a career reading, that there are some people in the workplace, maybe your boss or someone like this, who is vague or just isn't giving you enough clear instruction, and that there needs to be a clarifying conversation. Whether this is in your love life or at work, it's kind of the same problem. And in order to have that, you need to get your ducks in a row about where you stand, who you are, what your deal breakers are, and what you're willing to accept, and also what you actually really want to accept. And along with this, we get the Seven of Wands, which weirdly is Mars in Leo. So again, you're getting Mars. There's a lot of Mars in this reading. And Mars is, obviously, it's the planet of war. And it's the planet, it rules Aries, it rules you, along with Pluto, I think. Like, you've got two planets, haven't you? Mars, you know, especially in Aries, it's about justice. And it's about fighting for what's right. And fighting for rights and yours and your boundaries. And a feeling of being reactive. And I don't think that will do you any harm. Obviously, you've got to keep a lid on it. You can't go around bopping people with your big stick. But it's time for you to be reactive. It's time for you to be proactive. And to make sure that people aren't taking you for a ride in one way or another. Or that if they're coming to you and you have a really amazing connection with someone, that you're still very clear on where they can stand and where they can't. You know, I've got a lot of feelings in here about trespassing and boundaries and land, you know, if it was your land. Think of it as you are your land. Ooh. Yes. Nice. Then I get the Tower with the Knight of Wands. This is what I mean. You may find that somebody very quickly wants to talk, rides in, turns up. It's all fiery. It could be very passionate. There could be a whole heap of chemistry. With the Tower card, it kind of comes out of nowhere. There's a sense of whoa, you know, and woohoo, and God, okay. When you have the Knight of Wands dashing into a reading like this, you know, you need to keep your eye on your boundaries, because it's very attractive, it's very alluring, it's very tempting, and you're going to want to be near it, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that, but you just want to make sure you've got the right checks and balances so that anything that's happening is still under your control, okay? Whew. Cripes, let's get an outcome card. Oh, nice. I love that as an outcome card. Okay, outcome card, you get the Four of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, as you can see, is not an exciting card in particular, but it's a card of a very solid future. And the Four of Cups means you're not going to necessarily be thrilled to bits with the outcome, because it may take a little bit of fight to get there with the Mars energy that's here. But you're not doing this for short-term happiness. You're doing it for long-term stability. And anything that doesn't fit that, you're going to want to shut out with your boundaries, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, there's everything right with that. Because in the long term, it's going to get you to a much better place than the slightly flaky, slightly floaty place that it is at the moment. Let's have a love card. There you go. There you go, Scorpio. Soulmates. But just remember what we talked about. Soulmates, you know, it can be a tricky experience. It really can. You can really trigger each other. You can trigger old wounds. There can be a lot of shadow work comes out of it. Yeah, it's a difficult dog to keep on the porch. Leave me a comment, Scorpio. Let me know, okay, what's going on with you. If it resonates, do hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel as well if you want updates and videos as soon as they come out. And I will see you soon. Interesting reading, Scorpio. Namaste.